My next guest comes from a long line of jewelers dating all the way back to the 1800s. And today, he continues to carry on his family's legacy as the head of Alvin Goldfarb Jewelry in downtown Bellevue. Please welcome to New Day, Stephen Goldfarb. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for letting me be here with you today.
Well, my eyes are positively sparkling for what you have here waiting for us, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
First, I want to talk about being a fifth-generation jeweler. I mean, that is incredible. How did your family get into the jewelry business?
My family, my great-great-grandfather and grandmother moved to Seattle in 1879, and they had a general store that was servicing people going up to Alaska and working in Seattle. And little by little, they honed it into more and more of a jewelry store.
Wow.
And the name that it became right around the turn of the century was Friedlander and Sons, which for people who have been in Seattle for a while,
right,
they might actually remember that name, but that was my grandfather's store.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
So tell me about your father.
Well, my dad, who was in the jewelry business when he met my mother, and it was my mother's family that was in there, but he was working at a store, went to work for his father-in-law and worked there for 23 years and then decided to open up his own store in Bellevue. But my dad was somebody who was, and you're always happy to talk about him, he set the pace for our store. It is totally his personality. The reason that it's named Alvin Goldfarb is that's what we aspire to be like. He loved being with his clients, he loved being part of their lives, and that's the best part of what I do.
Look at that, and the style passes from generation to generation.
That's Dad sweeping up in front of the store.
Wow, I love this.
That's 1980.
That's great. I mean, phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I want to know more about your dad, because you said you like to talk about him. I understand he was also a big Mariners fan.
He was a huge sports fan. And back in the 80s, we used to see quite a few celebrities that would come in, Mariners, Seahawks. And one of them that he ended up befriending early on was Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh.
And Ken brought him a signed jersey at one point, which we have since then. So many others, Jay Buhner, Detlef Schrempf, so many others have brought them. We have them hanging up throughout the store. But Dad was a huge fan and loved working with them. And what he loved about it was they were really very much regular people.
Mm-hmm.
When it was time for them to get engaged, they were just as nervous and worried about it. And how am I going to ask the girl as anyone could be?
Oh my goodness. I love that you get to be a part of that whole process. And I can imagine it happens a lot with your Bellevue store. So let's talk about that.
It happens a lot, and it's the best part of being in the business is that you end up getting to know somebody pretty well. Mm-hmm. It's not quite the doctor-patient relationship, but it's pretty close.
I bet.
And then when you go to the wedding, I go to so many weddings
You
where
do? They invite you to the wedding?
To many of them.
I love this.
And you see other people that walk up to the bride and the groom and they shake their hand and say congratulations, and I get a big hug. And nobody can figure out how I know them so well, but that's how I know them so well. And you get to know people throughout all these important occasions in their life, whether it's an occasion or an anniversary, a baby being born. It's just a wonderful part of what we do.
That's amazing. Again, when it came to you taking over the store, did you know that you were going to follow in your father's footsteps? I mean, he must have been so proud of you.
Admittedly, I didn't. Dad made that always available. What I knew I wanted to do is I knew I wanted to work for myself. Yeah. And in talking to Dad, who had said he'd worked for different companies, he said the best was being his own boss. Mm-hmm. And that's when I knew I should at least give this a try and see if I like it. And I've loved it since I started, which was in the 80s. Yeah. I've been in the jewelry business. We talked about it a lot at the dinner table,
right?
But working full time since the mid 80s.
Right. Well, I mean, you probably already knew. I mean, these are some great photos here. Love this.
That's my brother, my younger brother, and I with Dad. And you mentioned Dad being proud. He was very proud to have his boys there.
I bet he was. Yeah. That is phenomenal. Okay, so I want to know what you love about what you do, but I also want to look at some of the beautiful jewelry you brought here, because I've got a twinkle in my eye that won't stop looking at these beautiful pieces.
Well, we brought something that might get the twinkle in your eye. I mentioned Ken. We do a lot of custom work, and Ken had us make for him a diamond number 24, and that's a copy of Sports Illustrated with him wearing it.
Oh my gosh!
There's some details on there that delight us. The bases on it's a baseball diamond.
You can see the
home
bases
plate
there.
is shaped like home plate.
Okay.
And if you look very closely, there's little baseballs and things in it. But Ken left that with me when he moved from Seattle and said, "Hang on to this for me. I'll get it later." And I talk to him every once in a while and say, "I still have it." He goes, "I know you've got it."
I know you've got it because you've got the safe for it.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, I have to ask before I let you go. I understand that you have a very special tradition that happens every 4 years.
Every 4 years, around leap year, we've chosen to do a sale, and it is a full inventory. Everything's available. It's a nice way to say thank you to our clients who have been with us for so many years, to give them the opportunity at not a special occasion to come in and find something wonderful. And it's been something very good for business and for our clients.
And for new clients, too.
And
Come
for new clients.
check you out
There
like
you
me.
go. There you go.
I love a sale. And I love that it's leap year because it's a special thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, it was an absolute pleasure hearing the story and learning the history. And you can come bring diamonds on this set anytime.
Don't get me started. I got a lot of stories.
Come back, please.
Okay.
Okay. And to learn more about Alvin Goldfarb Jeweler and their once every 4 years sale, visit the website on your screen.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Alvin Goldfarb Jeweler.